Yellow, wonderful people of the card game. How are you doing? Hope you're doing fine. So today I want to talk about the battle versus Moulinglacia and the Watts statue. Where do we take our deck from here? I think it's an interesting discussion to open right now, prior to the banlist coming up 15th, 16th of March. And yeah, I think it's a well overdue discussion. So let's go. Let's start with how we bring these guys out. How do we get them on the field every time? With Moulinglacia, you search it out with Dragoons, and you need to have 5 in the grave, 5 waters, and I guess most were sick of that by now. So I'm sure many were happy to find some relief in that and have an alternative win condition going first with the Water Bear statue. With the Water Bear statue, you typically special summon it out of your deck with Prima Donna. And for that you need to waste 1 minstrel, which is something I don't like actually, because when you waste the minstrel and before summoning this you used up, you special summoned, a totally awesome on your field. So you still have the protection even though you give them the hand tap back, but that's you could have used these on 2 cards instead of 1, So card economy wise is not that great. You can cover that weakness from the Water Bear statue with running the Deep Sea Sentry. That works quite well with each other, so that's always an option. But I guess you could say the Watt statue is more costly to bring out. Both are very consistent. The other thing to say is, okay, so now that we've got them out, how hard are they to stop for our opponents? So let's get Mermail King into the mix here. So on the Mermail King, with target protection, if you summon the Moulinglacia, not much will be able to stop it. I think nearly nothing actually. I mean, an imperm doesn't work due to target protection. Ash doesn't work, of course. An effect failure doesn't work. Dual Lockbird does not work. Nibiru doesn't stop the effect from going off. Even a Dominus Impulse, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it doesn't work as well because it needs to be another card. This is not, you don't activate the Moulin from the hand, if I'm not mistaken. Unlike the Mermails. It's a summoning condition to have 5 in the grave and then you just summon it. So this should not be able to stop it either. With the Water Bear statue, you typically want to have it on the target protection as well before activating Donna. And when you do, it's a lot susceptible. It's weaker to hand traps, So now the imperm doesn't work. The drool, not sure about the drool actually. Cards from hand from late to the main deck except during door phrase. You can send this card from your hand to the for the rest of the turn. Cards can't be from either main deck to the hand. Yeah, so that is fine. Ash stops it. Nibiru does not stop it because they need to summon a non-water, and you only can summon water. Impulse stops it, so that's not that great there, but still good enough. You could say with the Mulch Armies that with Mouling on the water Mulch Army you get to draw, and with the Bear statue on the Foolers they get to draw. So yeah, give or take. That were the hand traps. And how would they fare against board breakers? I think this is pretty easy for most of you guys. I mean, when Mouling hits the field, by the time they get to use a board breaker, it will already be gone, and even it rips board breakers out of their hand. So that's an easy win, I guess. For this, you need to protect as much as possible for attack as well in the battle phase. So you invest more into the Watt statue actually than in the Moulin. Stuff any board breaker that does not target is great against this. And of course you have this backed up with your toads, so you can stop, Raigeki, Lightning Storm, whatever. But still, and board breakers will gain in popularity, trust me. With Rizal, already Forbidden Droplet and Ultimate Slayer is gaining. Speaking of Ultimate Slayer, that's the one card that doesn't work because it's not an extra deck monster, but also Ultimate Slayer targets cannot be targeted, so multiple occasions. And with Blue Eyes on the horizon, Super Poly will be run a lot more. That card is also good against our deck, so kinda annoying there. Now, of course, for board breakers, you can run Scale of Mizuchi in side deck. That's always great to have in our deck, you know. We have the option, much like the Minstrels, we have the option that sets us apart from the other decks, stuff like that. Another weakness about Mouling would be that you would need to skip your battle phase. That hardly doesn't come up anymore because today, you know, with Shadow Squad we make it 7 and we overlay. So that's a thing of the past most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time. What else? Yeah, this also provides a deck to have combo lines on the full loss. So it's a big plus to me. Because we lose hard to, you know, full loss a bit, I guess, a droll and especially shifter. So I always focus my deck to have a way against those cards. They're so meta heavy, so yeah, you kind of have to, you know, if you want to win and enter tournaments with some success. Yeah, we cover the cost pretty much. This doesn't cost anything in your extra deck, or it's basically free. Whereas this does take up space, but it's okay. I mean, you can deal with that, you know. Cool things about the Water Bear statue. So you can search it out with Small World. In case your donor gets stopped, or, you know, you still have a way to get to it through that. You can special summon it from your hand with Fishbrook Harpooner, which can also be searched with Small World. You can dump it with Tidal. So as soon as Dimensional Shifter gets limited or banned, this can be quite a nice option for the Water Bear statue. Can build into some great decks. And of course we can revive it with Coral and with Trite. You can also dump it with Genix Undyne, but I guess that's not very viable. There are some cool plays for that, don't get me wrong, huh? But yeah, no. I think it's too outdated for now. The game is too fast. And as another little gimmicky interaction, you can also special summon it straight off Moulinglacia with her own float effect, get it on the field. So this has many little things going for it as well. Pretty so nice. I think this has more synergy and freedom with the deck than Mouling. That's so great about the Barry statue. And a special unlock is fucking nice in this game, you know. That has always been so punishing. So to me, it's pretty hard to decide between these two, actually. I recognize both their strengths and weaknesses in the deck. Going second, Water Bear Stage also a little bit better, but typically they are both like turn 1 win conditions. I mean, you can use a bunch of hand traps on the crackback, you special summon this, or you normal summon this from your hand. That's always a way to make it really hard on your opponent. The third option I wanted to talk about is the Deep Sea King. With this you can choose between the bricks, your win conditions, and let's say you want to run both, you don't want to pick between them. And then you can remove the Deep Sea King, going for sort of a pure build. Deep Sea Yu-Gi-Oh is on that lately on this channel. I also have been thinking about that, but I always come back to Deep Sea King because we need it for many reasons. OTK, your failsafe, but the most important one that makes it uncuttable is the hand traps. To go on the shifter, to go on a draw and lockbird. Yeah, that makes me come back to this card every time. So when shifter would get banned or limited, then this becomes an interesting option for such a pure build. What else? Yeah. Speaking of the ban list, if they ban Mouling, then it's easy, of course. We all go to the Watt statue, and you could easily get the Deep Sea Sentry instead of the Mouling for this. If they ban Mouling and Shifter, then maybe the King? Maybe? Or not at all, go for a pure build like this. For sure, if they ban the shifter, I will be running a Harpooner again instead of the Baby Croc. Especially with the small worlds and the Water Bear statue, and even the Deep Sea King maybe. Because yeah, I've just mentioned, if you've got a good combo line under the rule in a pure build, you wouldn't need that the king that much anymore. So let's see. And also the title to go along with that, if Shifter gets limited or banned. When Abyss Dweller gets banned. Yeah, that would be another reason shifting towards the Water Bear statue, because we used to have, you know, that's a downside about Mouling as well. It gets sent to grave, so all those graveyard effects, they can trigger, they can go off, they can use them in their own turn, whatever they have. And usually we were used to shutting that off with Dweller, so if you miss that, it's a tough decision. If I'm being honest with you, because this is, it can't be stopped almost under the king, you know. Board breakers doesn't work, negative effect of skipping a battle phase will be gone. I'm still leaning towards this actually, the Mouling for now. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm very interested to read your comments, because yeah, I could use the help here. Let's see. Have yourselves a good day, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Ciao.